This story is all about a boy that nobody noticed. That boy is me. With these words, Peter Parker introduces himself. He's just another face in a crowded school bus, running behind it while everyone laughs at him. Peter is a shy, nerdy student who excels in science but struggles socially. He lives with his Uncle Ben and Aunt May, the only family he has. Peter secretly loves Mary Jane Watson, the beautiful girl next door, but can never confess. His best friend Harry Osborn is rich and confident, the complete opposite of Peter. And then there's Norman Osborn, Harry's father, a brilliant scientist, but a man who values success above all. One day, Peter's class visits a genetics laboratory where 15 genetically modified super spiders are kept. Mary Jane is impressed, Harry flirts with her, and Peter, as always, feels like an outsider. But destiny strikes when one spider, glowing with genetic modifications, escapes its case and bites Peter on the hand. The moment seems small, but it will change his life forever. The morning after the bite, Peter wakes up dizzy and drenched in sweat. His body feels different. His eyesight no longer needs glasses. His muscles are stronger, and his reflexes are lightning fast. He's no longer the weak, bullied kid. At school, when Flash Thompson tries to humiliate him, Peter's reflexes kick in. He dodges punches with impossible speed and accidentally knocks Flash out with one super-powered blow. The crowd stares in shock. Peter is just as shocked himself. Later, he discovers he can stick to walls, leap across rooftops, and shoot organic webbing from his wrists. But instead of seeing these powers as a responsibility, Peter sees them as an opportunity. An opportunity to prove himself, and maybe even impress Mary Jane. Peter sees an advertisement for a wrestling contest, $3,000 if you last 3 minutes in the ring. He sews together a makeshift costume and signs up under the name The Amazing Spider-Man. Inside the ring, his opponent is none other than Bonesaw, a massive, terrifying wrestler. The crowd cheers as Peter uses his new abilities to dodge attacks, crawl on the cage walls, and trap Bonesaw with his web. He easily wins, shocking everyone. But when Peter goes to collect his prize, the promoter cheats him and only gives $100. Moments later, a thief robs the promoter's office and runs past Peter. Out of anger, Peter lets him escape, saying, "Not my problem." Peter leaves, satisfied at teaching the promoter a lesson. But fate has other plans. Outside, Peter finds police sirens and a crowd gathered. Uncle Ben has been shot during a carjacking. Peter's world collapses. Consumed by rage, he chases the carjacker across the city, using his powers recklessly. Cornering him in an abandoned warehouse, Peter finally unmasks the killer and freezes. It's the same thief he let escape earlier. In that moment, Peter realizes his arrogance led to Uncle Ben's death. Ben's last words echo in his mind. With great power comes great responsibility. The lesson sears into Peter's soul. He's no longer just Peter Parker. From this tragedy, Spider-Man is born. Peter now embraces his powers with purpose. He designs a sleek red and blue costume and begins swinging across New York's skyline. Criminals tremble as news spreads of a mysterious web slinger, capturing thieves and rescuing innocents. The Daily Bugle, however, brands him a menace, with editor J. Jonah Jameson running headlines like "Who is Spider-Man? Hero or Menace?" Despite the criticism, Peter knows his mission. Each night, he swings above the city, protecting those who cannot protect themselves. But with every heroic act, balancing his personal life becomes harder. While Spider-Man rises, another story begins to unfold. The story of Norman Osborn's downfall. Norman Osborn, desperate to save Oscorp from losing military funding, tests his company's performance-enhancing formula on himself. The serum grants him super strength, speed, and heightened intellect, but at a terrible cost. His mind fractures, birthing a violent alter ego, the Green Goblin. Armed with experimental weapons and a terrifying glider, Goblin slaughters Oscorp's board members, leaving no doubt that a new villain has emerged. Meanwhile, Peter struggles with ordinary life, school, his job at the Bugle, and his feelings for Mary Jane. But destiny is about to pit Spider-Man against the Green Goblin in a battle for New York. During the Unity Day festival, Norman strikes as the Green Goblin. Explosions rock the streets as his glider sweeps through the crowds. People scream, buildings collapse, and chaos engulfs the celebration. Spider-Man leaps into action, swinging across banners and rooftops, saving Mary Jane and countless others. Their eyes meet for the first time as Spider-Man rescues her, creating an unspoken bond. But this battle isn't about saving the day. It marks the beginning of a rivalry. The Goblin, impressed by Spider-Man's abilities, becomes obsessed. He doesn't just want to defeat him, he wants to own him on a quiet rooftop at night. Goblin confronts Spider-Man. He offers him an alliance, warning that the city will eventually turn against its heroes. In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually, they will hate you. For a moment, Peter considers the burden he carries. He has lost Uncle Ben, struggles with Aunt May's worries, and feels isolated from his friends. The offer is tempting, but deep down, Peter knows who he is. He rejects Goblin, choosing the harder path of responsibility. Enraged, the Goblin declares war. From now on, Spider-Man isn't just fighting crime. He's fighting an enemy who knows no limits. Being Spider-Man comes at a cost. Peter misses classes, fails to show up for Mary Jane, and disappoints Aunt May. Harry grows jealous as Mary Jane slowly drifts closer to Spider-Man, not Peter. Inside, Peter longs for a normal life, but can never escape the call of duty. Every time he considers giving up, another crime forces him into action. Meanwhile, the Green Goblin targets Spider-Man's personal life. He attacks Aunt May in her own home, leaving her hospitalized and traumatized. For the first time, Peter realizes Goblin doesn't just want to kill Spider-Man, he wants to destroy Peter Parker's soul. The Goblin's cruelest act comes when he kidnaps Mary Jane and a tram full of children. On the Queensboro Bridge, he forces Spider-Man into an impossible choice. This is why only fools are heroes, because you never know when some lunatic will come along with a sadistic choice. Let die the woman you love, or suffer the little children. With both dangling above the river, Peter fights against time, strength, and despair. In a desperate act of willpower, he saves both Mary Jane and the children, clinging to the bridge with his webbing. The citizens of New York rally behind him, pelting Goblin with debris. For the first time, Spider-Man feels the city's faith. But the war is far from over. The final confrontation erupts in a deserted building. Goblin brutally beats Spider-Man, tearing through his costume and spirit. Bloodied and exhausted, Peter refuses to give up. As Goblin prepares to deliver the final blow, Norman's voice resurfaces. He pleads, "I've been like a father to you, Peter. Don't let the Goblin take me." But it's a trick. The Goblin launches his glider at Spider-Man, who leaps aside at the last second. The glider impales Norman himself. His dying words, "Don't tell Harry." With that, the Green Goblin is gone, leaving only tragedy. At Norman's funeral, Harry vows revenge on Spider-Man, believing he killed his father. Peter wants to tell the truth, but remains silent, knowing it would destroy Harry. Mary Jane confesses her love for Peter, finally seeing him for who he truly is. But Peter steps back. He cannot risk her life by being with her. As he walks away, his voice closes the story. Whatever life holds in store for me, I will never forget these words. With great power comes great responsibility. This is my gift, my curse. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man. See you in next one. Take care.